Well, hello and welcome back into your weekly look at Tiffin University basketball. Our final look of the 2023 portion of the 23-24 basketball campaign of Tiffin University basketball. Hi everybody, I'm Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons. To my right, head men's basketball coach, Coach Tom Church. And Coach, last time I had a chance to see you was Saturday afternoon when your guys were taking on Ohio Dominican Panthers out here. And I'll tell you what, Ohio Dominican, a pretty young team, but they came in to fight with your Dragons. But boy, that first half your Dragons put together was pretty sharp.
Yeah, and we told our guys that Ohio Dominican, they were 1-5, I think, coming in here, but they had been in every single game. Every game with 8 to 10 minutes to go, it was a 2 or 3 point game. So we knew they were going to be well prepared, very well coached team. But we had a really good week of practice, and I think that we had kind of talked about that a little bit on the last show. And we were excited to kind of get back to work and get back out on the floor. We had worked on some things, tweaked some things, but I thought we had a great week of practice, and I thought it translated to the game on Saturday. I think that was one of our best halves defensively, maybe complete-wise, that we've had all year. And again, we knew that they were going to come in ready to play, and I thought we had a great week of practice and a great half that to start off.
It's interesting how a great week of practice sometimes can lend itself to a nice day on a game day, right?
Certainly.
Pay attention, guys.
Absolutely. Defensively, that's what we needed to get back to. We changed our starting lineup a little bit.
Yeah.
We wanted to try to get off to a little bit faster start. And, I tell you what, defensively, like I said, that was about as good a half as we've played.
Sounds like that was what you were thinking was the key to see your success on Saturday, is making sure you defend the basketball first.
Yeah, we still did not shoot the ball from the perimeter. Like I think that we're capable of. We're going to make shots eventually. But defensively, we have to bring it every night, and we have to set a tone. And I thought our physicality just kind of wore them down.
Yeah.
Some turnovers that led to some easy baskets that gave us a little bit of a cushion. I thought in the second half there was a point. They full court press. We turned it over a couple times. We got a little out of sorts, but overall, that was a pretty good 40 minutes that we played.
I know you said the last game you thought your team took too many 3-point shots. This game you didn't take as many, but you didn't make as many either. You kind of struggled from behind the arc.
No, we were 2 of 13 in the first half. And then 0 for 5 in the second half. But we got to the free throw line, I think, 30-some times. Again, I thought our physicality won over. We went inside with the ball off the bounce and then entering the post, and we went where we needed to shoot a better percentage. I just can't believe that we're not going to eventually make some shots.
Right.
And when we do, if we continue to guard the way that we are, we'll be in good shape.
You made free throws down the stretch as well. Karius Key did a good job of stepping up to the free throw line for you. And he ended up with a double-double on Saturday.
10 defensive boards.
Yeah.
We have a toughness award, a hard hat award that we give away after every W, and we actually gave 3 away for this game. We thought Wes and Karius and Mo really played well, not so much from a scoring standpoint, but just from an efficiency standpoint on both ends of the floor.
Sometimes you're playing efficient basketball, scoring is going to come to you anyways. And those 3 guys, you said, not from a scoring standpoint, still led you in scoring on Saturday.
Absolutely. Wes, I don't think he missed a shot.
Nope, 6 of 6 from the floor. 18 points on 6 shots. That is efficiency.
That's really efficient. And I thought Mo did some really good things, particularly in the first half defensively. He had a stretch there where he had a block, he had a steal, converted on the other end, and then Karius 10 defensive rebounds. That's what we need from him. So, you're not going to be able to shoot the ball well every night.
Right.
And we've had some games, multiple games, where we haven't shot the ball well. But defensively, we're hanging our hat on it, and I think we're going to hit our stride here, hopefully on the offensive end, making some shots to where it could carry us a few games where we can still continue to guard.
Karius, one of those guys that you tell, on the defensive end, I need you crashing the boards for us.
Yeah, and to not settle on the offensive end, but defensively, he's so big, he's so strong, and when we can get our guards to rebound, it makes us even more efficient on the offensive end because they can rebound it, and then they can push. So, all around, and I thought Josh gave us great minutes. He was extremely efficient. I think he had like 9 and 7, on both ends of the floor. So we know what we're going to get from him. And then I thought we had some guys come off the bench, limited minutes, but played extremally hard.
Right.
I thought DJ and John off the bench, limited minutes, but I thought they played well and earned more minutes, moving forward.
DJ Gooden, the guy who's getting a little bit more minutes for you right now. He seems like a versatile type of guy off the bench.
He's really long. He's really athletic. He can handle the ball. He can make some shots. I don't think he took a shot in the game, but he had
5 boards though.
He had 5 boards, and he's strung together some really, really, really good practices, which has earned him some minutes. So he's finding his way in there, which is good. Gives us a little bit more depth, gives us a little bit more, like you said, versatility moving forward.
You know, as you said, DJ didn't score, and of those 5 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive end. So not putting up the shots, but still working hard on the offensive end to save possessions.
Absolutely. And again, he's a guy that has shown that he can make some shots. So we're hoping that he gets a little bit more comfortable in the rotation with his minutes, and he'll produce even more.
Yes, 25 trips to the free throw line in the second half. You know, that's protecting the basketball and being aggressive at the same time.
That's just a huge number for us. It's a huge stat for us. It shows that we're being aggressive, that we're attacking the rim. And like I said, you know, we've got some guys that can make some perimeter shots. I just cannot help. I think we're second to last right now in three-point percentage. You know, we just got to relax and be able, because I mean, we're shooting open shots. I mean, they are open looks from 3. And like I said, I mean, we hit a couple of those, and I feel like every shot that we take with those, it's, you know, we're up 12 to 13. It could be a backbreaker for the other team if we're able to make it. And, you know, when we do, you know, hopefully, like I said, we'll hit our stride from the perimeter. We'll make some of those shots, and we'll get going. And
you're getting the right guys taking those shots, so it's going to happen. I mean, they're going to start falling. It's just the law of averages when it comes to basketball.
Yeah. And I think that we kind of found out, I go back to last year, but moving forward, we know where we need to hang our hat on the defensive end. We're going to make the other team take tough shots. We're going to create some turnovers. I don't know that there's a lot of teams in our conference that really pressure on the perimeter the way that we do and create some turnovers. So we're going to hang our hat on the defensive end, create some offense. But like I said, if we can just knock down a few of those shots moving forward, you know, it's going to give us just, you know, it's going to relax us, I think, even more, you know, on both ends of the floor.
And continue to handle the backboard as well. You out-rebounded 40-29 on Saturday, too.
That's a big stat for us. We got out-rebounded against Wayne State. It was a focus. It was an emphasis throughout practice, our intensity. But I thought overall, it was a game that we had to have.
Absolutely,
it was a game that we had to have. We only have two conference games before the first of the year, where some teams are going to be at 4.
Right.
You know, and to have another game at home, we had to have it, and our guys came out and played like we had to have it.
Ohio Dominican's got some good players. Well, a lot of them are pretty young, you know, so you can see those guys. They're going
to win some games.
Yeah, get a hold of them now, because they're going to be pretty darn tough.
They're going to win some games. We got to go down there a little bit later in the year. They're going to be a much improved team. Casey does a great job with them. So again, we knew coming in, you know, that they were going to play hard and they were going to play the full 40 minutes, which they did. But I thought in the first half, you know, that was about as good a basketball we played, especially on the defensive end.
You know, 13 turnovers in the game, that's not as many as you could have, but it's also probably a number that's bigger than what you want.
Yeah, it's a number, and a lot of those were in the second half, and some of them were careless, and I think we just kind of, you know, we lost our focus for a little bit, which happens, but again, we finished the game like we needed to, I think, the last 6 or 7 minutes there down the stretch. And I thought we had a great ending to the end of the first half.
Yeah.
You know, it was an 11, 12-point game there, and I think we finished like on a 9-3 run or something like that the last 2 minutes. So finishing halves, finishing the game on both ends of the floor.
Well, the Dragons now will step out of conference and get to go, as the weather's getting colder here. Coach Church says we're going south. Go down to Florida to the Tampa Classic for a couple of games. Saturday, the Dragons will be taking on Tampa at 2 p.m. and on Sunday taking on Eckerd at 2 p.m. So is this a good time for your kids to kind of get away and do a little team bonding with the break in class schedules and things like that?
This is the things that they're going to remember, I think, years from now. The trips, obviously, the winning helps, but going down there and being able to, you know, enjoy each other as a team and hang out a little bit. Obviously, it's a business trip. We've got 2 games on Saturday and Sunday against 2 really good opponents. But we'll have some downtime too, to spend some time together. So it's you know, planned out, very organized. We're excited. We're leaving out early Friday morning, so we're excited.
They've got a couple Florida kids on the roster too, so you get to go a little bit closer to home. They're probably telling all the guys from up north what they get to experience when they get down south. Pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely. We went on this trip 2 years ago, so we're staying at the same hotel and all those things, and we're actually staying in Clearwater and driving over. But 2 quality opponents who we're pretty familiar with that we played a couple years ago. But yeah, we're excited.
You're in like spring training baseball area down there. There's a lot of cool sports stuff. You know, not just basketball. A lot of cool sports stuff happening there.
Absolutely. We're obviously hoping for really good weather. But yeah, you know, Tampa is they have a new coach and Coach Link Darner, who I'm familiar with, who I coached with at Florida Southern.
I played with Tiffin before he left when he was here at Tiffin Columbia. I played with Link for a year.
His father was the coach at Tiffin.
Absolutely,
that's right. Isn't that a small world?
Absolutely, yeah. He's done a wonderful job in his coaching career.
He's done.
He's a heck of a player too.
He's a heck of a player, heck of a coach. They're really good. They're talented. We're going to be well prepared for them, but it's going to be 2 tough games, especially on their, Tampa's home floor. We'll play them first on Saturday, and then Eckerd. And offensively, I mean, Tampa, I think they're averaging 81 a game, and I think they're 7th in the conference in offense. Where if they were in our conference, they'd be 2nd or 3rd.
Wow.
So
that's pretty crazy.
So very, very up tempo team. They'll take quality shots at the basket. They're aggressive. So it's going to be a real test for us. Playing somebody outside of conference is completely different from a lot of the conference teams that we'll play.
Right.
And then Eckerd, not as fast paced, obviously, as Tampa, but again, they're going to be big. They're going to be athletic, probably a little bit more methodical offensively, like we are. So we'll get a little bit of both here against two different teams.
Yes, the Dragons will be heading south here at the end of the week, and then the next time they'll be back up here to play again will be January 4th when you're at Northwood before a whole other week. Before we can see you guys back out here, not till January 11th.
January 11th, so we got a whole month, and I think we're home against Ashland that day. So we got a couple road conference games after these last 2, but 6-2 right now. We've got a chance to win. What is this? Maybe seven non-con games. Which would be great for us.
Absolutely, for sure.
Going down there to try to get 2. So we feel we're in the middle of the pack. I think in the GMAC, but boy, I tell you what. It is going to be wide open right now. You look at some of these scores from last Saturday. We're in the middle of the pack. Only played 2 conference games, but you got a couple of teams sitting at 3-0 right now with Kentucky Wesleyan and Trevecca. And it's going to be wide open, so it's going to be a dogfight for those. And we knew it would, but it's going to be a dogfight for those 8 spots for the conference.
That's the fun of it.
It really is. And we love our team. We feel that we're in good shape right now. But every game is going to be a battle. And you just look at the whole landscape of college basketball. If you don't bring it every night, you're going to be geared up for an upset. So
that is for sure.
It's exciting.
You got a team that seems to me like it's built for the long haul.
I think so.
You have strength. You got grown men on your basketball team, but it seems like you got a team that seems to be built for play the whole season.
Got a lot of veterans. We're old, and I think we've kind of stayed. Believe me, we're excited after a win. Don't get me wrong, but we've kind of got that mantra of we're not going to get too high after a win, and we're not going to get too low after a loss.
Right.
We're going to come in here and we're going to get to work regardless. And give ourselves a good chance to win, every night, hanging our hat on the defensive end. So we're excited. Each game presents a new challenge, and we're certainly going to have that challenge over these next 2 games.
You can catch the Dragons. The video links are right at the new website.
Yes.
Go tiffindragons.com. You like the new look of it?
Love it. It's exciting. It's fresh. But really, really nice. So
you can get the links to all the broadcasts for your games out in Florida right there as well.
Absolutely. And then follow us, our social media, Twitter, Instagram. We're going to be kind of doing a lot with that, especially down in Florida, pictures and letting everybody know how it's going down there. So our fans, our alumni, and everything. So we're excited, and we'll see what we can get done down in the Sunshine State.
I'm sure you guys will go down and make Tiffin University proud as they do each and every time they step on the hardwood, Coach. So have a lot of fun down there, and I'll stretch a little bit, relax as I wait for you guys to get back on January 11th. But I'll be following all the action, that's for sure, at GoTiffinDragons.com, just where you should as well. Well, Coach, any last words before you gather up the guys and get ready to head on down to Florida?
You know what? Merry Christmas to everybody, because I think the next time we talk will maybe be after the first.
Yeah, and Happy New Year as well.
Happy New Year as well, and like I said, I just hope everybody enjoys watching us play and how hard we really do have a great group of guys. And final grades come out today, but it looks like we had a really, really good semester on the academic end. And I want to give a shout out to Ian Lopez, who graduated this past semester, and he'll be starting his graduate courses. We talked to the team yesterday just about, obviously the basketball is extremely important, but that's why you were here, to get your degree. And we've got a couple guys that got their degrees in the spring, one now in the fall. So But just we hope everybody's enjoying watching us play and playing for Tiffin University like we are.
I'm enjoying watching you play, and like you said, you can't be a student athlete without being a student first. So
Absolutely,
there it is.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach, have fun with your kids. We'll talk to you all about it when we get back with you after the first of the year. But now let's go ahead and welcome in Tiffin University women's coach, Mr. Josh Mason. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to your weekly look at Tiffin University basketball, Dragon Basketball Weekly. Hi, everybody. Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons. To my right, Tiffin University head women's basketball coach, Josh Mason. And, Coach, last time we saw you out here, buddy, you're walking off the court with a W over Ohio Dominican. It's always nice on a Saturday or whatever day of the week when both teams get a win, but it can't happen if you don't get yours first.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, Coach Church and I talked about it was our first official 2-scoop night, so it was great for both programs, and I was glad we could start it off.
Well, we'll touch on that in a minute, but first we'll take a couple days back to the game at Mercyhurst. It was a noon game on a Thursday. I was able to watch it on my phone while I was waiting to work another event here. Seemed like one of those games where they bring in elementary school kids from the area and stuff to fill the seasonal matinee thing. So it was my first chance to see the Mercyhurst gym. And, Coach, a lot of times with your kids, it comes down to those quarters where you just have a little bit of a struggle offensively. And that's basically what it boiled down to. You're right there at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, I think the best thing about that game was the environment with the kids. As a teacher, I was stoked to be able to be a part of that situation. So the girls definitely came out juiced, as you could kind of see by our first quarter.
Right.
That juice slowly wore off in the second. Then, the girls found a way to respond at halftime in the third, and we definitely got back to normal. We felt more composed and played well. And then the fourth quarter, as you're learning and playing close games, you gotta go through this. So I think Thursday's game helped us win Saturday's game because Thursday was a big day for us to see that we could do it.
Against a good club.
Yeah, Mercyhurst is a great team. We cut our turnovers tremendously that game. The girls felt more confident offensively, and so I think after that moment, I think we kind of knew, all right, now it's just time to make some shots.
We ended up with 13 turnovers in the game. What's the number you would like to see?
The goal's always under 10. That'd be a wonderful thing. Realistically, when you're averaging like 21-ish, 13's worth a dance party in my
opinion. Going in the right direction.
Yes. I think unfortunately for us right now, we have domino turnovers, so we usually 1 or 2 lead to 3, 4, 5, and just trying to make sure we understand how to find ourselves, regain composure, and not let that happen.
Well, in the game, Savannah Richards led you in scoring with 10, also led you with an assist as well. Kirsten Williams didn't have the greatest offensive game, but sometimes when you're struggling scoring, you got to do other things. She ended up with 12 rebounds for you in that game, too.
Yeah, I think that's just a seasoned vet, understanding how to be a seasoned vet, and that's knowing that the box score really doesn't determine a good game or a bad game, and so I've got to affect it some other way. She knew her shot was off. She couldn't really get to the spot she liked to, so she wanted to make sure she was doing everything she could on the other end.
And Presley Feltner steps up and gives you 8 big points in that game as well.
Yeah, she's coming along great. We're getting better at getting the ball into the post, and we want to continue to do so, but love to see her growth and her ability to just maintain focus and positive energy as she goes to keep getting better.
When you look at some of the other numbers from the game, really struggle from beyond the arc in that game as well. But 8 of 11 at the free throw line, that's sitting at about 73%. I'm curious to know as well, what's the number you would like from the free throw line percentage-wise?
Yeah, so want to be over 70 is in a perfect world. I mean, realistically, it's nice to be in the 80s, but we got to be over 70. But right now, we need to shoot more free throw attempts. So I think we need to focus on.
We've done this too many times now.
Yeah, right.
That was my next question. That's 11 attempts. Sometimes that's all depending on how the game's officiated and things like that. If you have a lead late in the game, people fouling you. But yeah, sometimes you have the free throw line. The numbers correlate to the aggressiveness on the offensive end as well.
Yes, for sure.
Well, then the Dragons on Saturday come home and take on an Ohio Dominican club who, they have one young lady, Gabby Stair, has been playing basketball there forever, but that is a good young club. They got some good players. They're young, so much like their men's team, you better get them now because they're going to be a whole lot to handle over the next couple of years.
Yeah, as we were going over the scout on Friday, I told the girls that they were in the same situation we were, young, trying to figure out life, and at the end of the day, we need to figure it out before they do, because once they do, they're going to be be tough, and they showed glimpses of that. I mean, it was a heck of a battle, but I was proud of our girls for kind of finding our way around the offensive side of the floor.
Right. Well, before the game started, I was talking to our sports information director, Shane O'Donnell, and I was like, for our girls to win today, we got to get double digits every quarter. Almost. You had a 9 in the second quarter, but a 20-point and a 22-point quarter, and then you had 13 and 4. So you just about got that double digits every quarter, but still 64 points, and you only give up 57 to your opponents in a game that your kids really finished in the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah, I think the best thing about that game was we went through a little turmoil there from about the 4-minute mark to about the 1:30 mark. And I think in some situations previously, even this year, we mentally would have went somewhere else. We wouldn't have finished the drill. I was proud of our girls for stepping up. The girls on the bench during timeouts, like everybody was involved. Like this can't happen this time. And I think having that focus and that determination was awesome to see. And I look forward to see how we move forward now.
I thought on Saturday your kids defended the ball very well as well, defended the jump shooters, and you look at their 3-point numbers, you held them to 1 of 14 behind the arc. If you're not out there defending it, if you're leaving them shoot them, somebody's going to make shots. But that means you guys were defending the perimeter pretty well on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's, luckily for us, as much as we've struggled offensively, it's been our niche since September that this is what we're going to do.
You have to. You got to hang your hat on something sometimes, right?
Correct. So, not many teams in the country can hang their hat on playing defense as much as we have to play defense without scoring right now.
Right.
And that is a testament to our kids. They're bought into when a team scores. I mean, they're visibly upset with it. So
when you end up with 4 kids in double digits on your side as well, and I don't know how many times you've had 4 double-digit scores this year. I mean, Grace Craig coming off the bench, giving you 10. L.A. Gable, Kirsten Williams, and Savannah Richards all in double digits as well. So nice spread around of kids. A lot of kids contributing for you.
Yeah, I think another great thing about the offense tonight was we just hit the shots that we've had all year. And so it was good for the kids to see, it hasn't been anything but us. We just have to make the shots we've always had. And hopefully with that string of confidence we've gotten there, we can apply that leading into this week.
There's something about letting go of the shot, seeing it go through, that little hop step as you go back down the court, it's 5 from your buddies. That stays with you. It really, that's part of that good feeling of making that shot.
Yes, it does. And I think our kids know that you're going to get those shots, and so especially when one goes in, knowing that there's more to come, is a fun feeling. We
had up 17 free throws on the day on Saturday, 12 of 17, hitting your 70% mark, and almost shooting 50% for the game. So one of your better offensive outputs. Was that a fact of getting better looks, or the kids stepping up and making the shots?
No, I think just stepping up, making the shots. I think if you look at ours statistically with the possessions we get a game and the shots we get a game, it really is similar to what we've been doing all year. It's the same kids with the same shots in the same spots, but this game they finally hit it. I think it was a little home court advantage help there. Everyone's comfortable shooting here.
Right.
But I think the best thing about that was talking to them about the game Monday, them all in agreement that this is what we've been at all year, and now we're good. Now we can move forward.
Well, sometimes you just got to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you really do. I know how hard your kids work. I see it myself. When you guys are out here right behind us at the Gilmore Student Center working. So you work hard enough, eventually it's going to pay off for you. Sometimes it takes longer than other times. But, the Dragons getting that big win. And you said it's a little bit of home cooking. Well, I was like, look at what you got coming up. No home cooking for a little while.
Yes.
You got a little busy stretch here as we work our way through the end of the calendar year of 23.
Yeah, we do. Last year, this is something we brought up this year. Last year we struggled on the road. I mean, we were only 8-20, but our home games were the ones we won. So just talking to the team about tough teams have to win on the road. And so if we want to take that next step forward after seeing the ball go in, we've got to be able to win on the road. So.
Yeah. And it starts with a GMAC opponent, Wednesday night, Cedarville, 6 p.m. start down there. You can get all the links to the live video broadcast. Cedarville will take care of that on our Go Tiffin Dragons website. If you a new Dragon website as well in the athletic department.
Love it.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So you got 4 games before the first of the year before you come back. We won't get a chance to see you guys on the floor here until January 11th. So we got about a month. I can stretch my legs, take a little nap, regroup a little bit. But sometimes it's getting them, when you get a chance to get away with this little road trip you got coming up, when you don't have classes, is that the perfect time for building a team?
I think my biggest goal was when we when we got to January, GMAC play becomes more consistent. You play Thursday, Saturday,
Yeah.
there's no other days. And so, my goal was I want to make sure when we hit January that schedule is consistent and it's GMAC focused.
Right.
So if that makes our December a little crazy, it makes the away games a little crazy.
Right.
It's all about how you finish the year. So I think this is the perfect time to do it with no class, and putting the girls through all the travel and all those things. Because we have very high academic standard kids that want to do well all the time with school, and so I hate to stress them out during that time.
Right, and probably just finished up their classes and finals and everything right now as your kids getting ready to take a little deep breath. And the way your schedule plays out, everybody still has plenty of time to enjoy the holidays and things like that with their friends and family, loved ones and things. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. The best thing about Division II is the life balance that the NCAA gives them, and so having that week off is important.
Right. So the Dragons will be at Cedarville on Wednesday night. Then they go to Davenport and Grand Valley State, 2 games up there in the Grand Rapids area before on the 30th being on the road against Notre Dame College. And we'll reconvene when we get back in January and start talking about that stretch run of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Talk a little bit just what you want to see. Like, when you look at these 4 games coming up here in the month of December. What do you want to see starting Cedarville that you know happen by the time you get to Notre Dame?
Yeah, we as a team decided after the Mercyhurst loss that we were 25% of the year done. Since we were 25% done, it's over and we were 0-0. That's our record. So after the Ohio Dominican win,
I was going to say, so you're 1.
after the Ohio Dominican win, we came in. Someone wrote 1-0 on the board,
right?
And it showed me that we're bought into that. So the important thing is now that we're not trying to get better from where we were at Mercyhurst or any of those games before. We've now got to get better from where we were at Ohio Dominican because it's our new season. Right. So biggest thing I want to see from them is continue to take care of the ball, knock down those open shots, and the next thing is being able to take the step up of finishing games without the inconsistent lulls of a 5-point second quarter or those things.
Well, you streamline your focus, like you said. The basketball season is a long season. Sometimes it's better to break things up into smaller segments and streamline your focus. That way, whatever happened maybe a couple of weeks ago doesn't stay lingering in your head, and you just keep moving forward in a positive manner.
Correct. It was important that we learned from it. We needed to learn from it. Me as well as the coach. But we've learned from it, and so now it's time to move on, get it out of our head, and keep moving forward.
It's pretty amazing. You think you know a whole lot about basketball, and it seems like every game you learn something new, right?
You certainly do. Certainly do.
He's Josh Mason. He's the head coach of Tiffin University women's basketball program. And Coach, have a lot of fun down in Cedarville. We'll be following you and rooting for you. I should be able to basically watch all these games. I don't have to go and work, but just want to say, happy holidays to you, your family, the kids out here. Happy New Year, and it's going to be a lot of fun to get to see you guys come back in January when things really ramp up for me. But it's going to be pretty cool to see how these games play out, and then to see where we are when we start moving forward in January.
I appreciate it, Russ. As always, happy holidays to you as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, buddy. Have a lot of fun in Cedarville. All right, this has been your look at Tiffin University Basketball, Dragon Basketball Weekly. He's Coach Josh Mason. I'm Russ Snyder. Thanks for joining us, and get all the information you need on Tiffin University Basketball at GoTiffinDragons.com.